Oh yeah, today's one of my favorite days. You know why?
Why?
Because it's time for another one of Rick's Top 6. Party time. Excellent. Rick's Top 6. Party time. Excellent. Before we begin, we publish theme park videos on this channel all the time, so hit that subscribe button and that bell notification button so you'll know when another video is ready for you to view. So here is the plan for today. It's all about the kids. We are at Islands of Adventure to show you the top 6 kid-friendly rides at Islands of Adventure. Now what I did was I went onto their website and I filtered it down to kid-friendly rides. It came up with 8. So I will have 2 honorable mentions today, and then we'll rank the top 6. Now the first piece of advice I need to give with bringing kids to IOA is at the very front of the park, there is a height chart. My advice to you would be to take your kids there first. That way they know what they can ride before they even step foot into the park. You don't want to disappoint them. They come up to a ride, they're really excited to ride it, and then they get their height checked and they can't go on it. So please, have them check their height right there up front first. The first item we have as an honorable mention will be the carousel, is how they say it. It's a carousel, and that's why it's not on the top 6. It's your basic carousel. This one just happens to be themed to Dr. Seuss.
Which is quite adorable. If you look at each of the individual little characters on there, it's actually quite cute.
Now regarding this carousel, there's not really a height requirement. The height requirement happens to be if the child is under 48 inches, then they require a supervising companion that's over 48 inches. So a big brother, big sister, mom or dad. Let's just say for example you had like a 2.5-year-old, they're maybe 30 inches tall. You could bring them on this as long as you're with them. And now the next honorable mention before we get into the countdown is going to be the Up in the Sky trolley. Now this one does have a height requirement. The minimum height is 36 inches at 3 feet, and if you're under 48 inches, you do have to have a supervising companion with you. Once again, big brother, big sister, mom or dad. Now 36 inches, I would guess is around 3.5-year-old kid.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, depending on how fast your kid's growing, Now I really debated whether or not this was going to be actually item number 6. But I had a little discussion with Nikki, and we decided that this maybe should fall down into the honorable mention category. Now the ride itself is pretty fun for a kid. I mean, you're up high, you're riding all around Seuss Land. You're seeing several different characters from all of Dr. Seuss's books, and it can be quite fun.
Plus, you can see a big expanse of the park up here. So it's actually got like really beautiful views of Islands of Adventure once you get up there. Good
point, Nikki. It's not just Seuss Land. I mean, you can see across and see Dr. Doom, the Hulk. Coming in at number 6 on today's countdown, the Cat in the Hat. Now, who hasn't wished that they could not disappear into a Dr. Seuss story? Now you can with this ride. Just grab a seat and swerve this way and that way in one of Dr. Seuss's most beloved classics. Now the minimum height for this ride for Cat in the Hat is 36 inches. If the child is under 48 inches, then they have to have a supervising companion, big brother, big sis, mom or dad. Or who else, Nikki?
Or grandma and grandpa. He keeps saying mom and dad and big sis and little sis, but grandma and grandpa are important too.
Shame on me.
Exactly.
What do you think about this ride?
I think it's adorable. Makes me a little sick though.
Does it?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly, though, I mean, because like it swerves back and forth, and I mean, it's really jiggy.
Well, on the website, they do mention this as a motion simulator ride, so you're right.
Yeah. This one makes me nauseous.
Okay, let's move on to the next item. Coming in at number 5 on today's countdown of kid-friendly rides at IOA, the Hogwarts Express. Yes, I'm counting this as a ride this time. Now, it would have ranked higher, but you do need a park-to-park ticket in order to experience this attraction. So if you just have a ticket to IOA, which is what we're counting down, the top 6 kid-friendly rides at IOA, you have to have a park-to-park ticket to enjoy this one. Otherwise, I mean, I would have ranked this higher. This would have been higher on the list instead of number 5, but it's that park-to-park issue. So the height requirement for this is, there's no height requirement. It's just that if the child is under 48 inches, again, they need a supervising companion, grandma, grandpa, big brother, big sis, mom or dad. You just can't send your 4-year-old on by itself to ride this. And here's an interesting factoid. In the Harry Potter books, the Hogwarts Express leaves King's Cross Station at 11 a.m. and arrives at Hogsmeade right after nightfall. Well, I do need to note about this ride that the scenes are different depending on which way you're going. Like if you're coming from King's Cross Station to here to Hogsmeade, the scenes that you see are going to be different than if you're going the other way, like from Hogsmeade to King's Cross Station. So you'll get a little different view each time you ride it, you know? Yeah,
which is a lot of fun, definitely. Each one has its own fun, unique little views and experiences.
Yeah, very kid-friendly ride. Coming in at number 4 on today's countdown of Rick's top 6 kid-friendly rides at IOA. 1 fish, 2 fish, and what's the rest of it?
Red fish, blue fish.
Thanks for the help, kiddo. So the minimum height for this is, there is none. You just have to be, if you're under 48 inches, you have to have that supervising companion again.
Yep.
But you know, if the kid's only 30 inches, 33 inches, they can get on this as long as, you know, they've got that companion with them. And I think one reason this is a good kids ride is you get a little wet if you control the fish right. And kids like to get a little splash of water.
And I found that if you don't want to get wet, just stay at the highest level and you won't get wet.
Yeah, there's a little Nick's trick to avoid the water.
Exactly, a splash in the face.
And the other thing about this little ride, I like that song. It's kind of catchy.
It is. It makes me sing it the rest of the day, though.
I know.
It kind of gets stuck in your head.
Beware, supervising companion, if you're on this ride with your kid that's under 48 inches, that song could get stuck in your head. There we go. What a ride for kids and for adults, too.
It is kind of funner. It's kind of like Dumbo.
Yeah, it is exactly like Dumbo. Yeah, you're right. Well, we have made it to the halfway point, so normally I would have a halftime show here. But there's not a lot of music at IOA for me to like entertain you guys. But I tell you what we can do. You know, this whole me of singing the Rick's Top 6, I never planned for that to really take off. I know I have a horrible voice. I can't sing, can I? It's terrible. But, I mean, people seem to like it, and sometimes I get clips. So I think what we should do right now, I got a clip from a smaller viewer singing Rick's Top 6. So let's insert that right now and let you guys enjoy that for a minute.
Rick's Top 6 Party Time! X-Wiz!
Well, there you go. What do you guys think of that? What do you think of it, Nikki?
It was awesome. It totally made my day.
So,
perfect, kiddo.
I know, really cute. Amazing. Better than me, quite honestly.
Next famous YouTuber, here you go.
I like the little rock style he has with it, you know?
Seriously, he was really getting into that.
A little rock star there.
Yeah.
And enough of these shenanigans. Let's move on to the top half of the list, the best half. Welcome to the top half of the list. Coming in at number 3, the Pteranodon Flyers. Yeah. Which has a little bit of kind of weird height requirements. First, it has the 36-inch rule. You have to be at least 36 inches. And then again, with the 48 inches, you got to have a supervising companion. But another thing to note regarding this height requirement, if guests are over 56 inches tall, they must be with a rider meeting the 36-inch height requirement. That's why Nikki and I can never go on this by ourselves.
Exactly, and I think it has to do with the stopping mechanism, that when it pulls in, it has to have the correct tilt.
Yeah, the whole balancing thing with the weight.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. I do want to warn you guys, this is a very short ride. I think it's like a minute or under a minute, so it's just like a kiddie coaster. Very, very short. And another interesting factoid, a full-grown adult male pteranodon has a wingspan of 18 feet. You know, I'm busting a little bit of knowledge on you guys today a little bit. I have some interesting factoids on some of these rides,
so
you know?
That's like what, 3 6-foot men?
Yeah.
Standing on each other's shoulders. That's how tall it would be, or the wingspan.
Yeah, pretty scary.
That is pretty scary.
Now, I've been on this ride pretty recently, like within what, 6 or 9 months, right, Nick?
Yes, yes. A very awesome young viewer.
Yeah,
came
invited
into town
me.
and invited him.
Yeah,
Lucky guy.
That was very sweet. But when's the last time you've been on it?
Probably not since the girls were maybe, I don't know, like 5 or 6.
Right.
They're little.
Oh, that's too bad. It's fun. It's quick, but fun. Now, in addition to the ride, another reason why this ranks so high is like the little kid area they have here.
Oh yeah, totally. It is a place to have fun and explore.
Yeah.
It's like walking through a jungle. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's really cool. So, you know, do the ride and then explore back here. You might run into some dinos though, be careful. Yeah, there is a splash zone right here. These people right here, they can shoot at you. Ah! lot of fun. I told you it's a lot of fun for kids. I mean, it's fun for me too. So wish you could ride on this with me, Nikki.
I know, it's kind of a bummer.
I mean, you're short, you're just not short enough. Coming in at number 2 on today's countdown, Storm Force. Storm Force, this little ride hidden over here by the Hulk, a lot of people don't know about. Very similar to the teacups at Disney. The height requirement for this, again, is there is none, really. The only thing is the 48-inch rule. If the kid is under 48 inches, then they must have a supervising companion. But they don't have that, you must be 36-inch rule. Now, there is a little backstory to this ride where, like, they're trying to stop Magneto, and with this ride, you're trying to help Storm try to gather enough, like, thunder and lightning so that she can help stop Magneto. Never a long wait. Today's like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's pretty fun. If you like the teacups, you're gonna like this. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And now, with number 2 completed, we need to head to the complete opposite side of the park for number 1. Coming in at number 1 on today's countdown of the top 6 kid-friendly rides at IOA. Number 1 is Flight of the Hippogriff, which has a 36-inch height requirement and the rule of under 48 inches, you have to have a supervising companion. The Flight of the Hippogriff is a family-friendly roller coaster that spirals and dives around the pumpkin patch and then swoops past Hagrid's hut. Now, as you make your way onto this ride, Hagrid gives instructions on the proper way to approach a hippogriff. The hippogriff is a magical creature that has the front legs, the wings, and the head of a giant eagle, and the body, hind legs, and the tail of a horse. Well, what do you think, Nikki? This one being number 1 kid-friendly ride here at Islands of Adventure.
I love it. Honestly, it's a fun, kid-friendly coaster. You know, it's got a lot of theming, and I mean, honestly, the views are just stunning with the castle and everything like that. So probably a good choice for number 1.
It is. I mean, it's very good for the kids. It's a good starter coaster.
It is.
To get them ready for the big ones. You know, one day they want to go on the Hulk.
Exactly.
The Hulk's not kid-friendly. But this is a good training coaster to, you know, get them up to that level.
It really is. It's, you know, it's got a nice little, you know, pacing to it, and it's got a bunch of different aspects of, you know, curves. And,
it's fun.
You know, it is. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, guys, I think that's going to do it for today. Our top 6 kid-friendly rides at Islands of Adventure. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I did hide a hidden Ricky. Looks like that. Inside this video, so in the comments below, leave the timestamp of when you saw it, and you know what, I'll enter you to get a Coke shout out. And with that being said,
don't miss the magic, don't miss the fun.
Thanks for watching Rick's Flicks, and now it's time to share a Coke and a smile to those of you who have donated to our coffee page and bought us a cup of coffee recently. First up, I need to say thank you to Emma Churcher Holt. Thank you so much for the coffee, Emma. Next up, a big shout out to the Hillman family. Thanks, guys. And now a Coke and a smile to Jessica. Thanks for the cup of coffee, Jessica. Next up, we have Lauren. Thank you so much, Lauren, for supporting the channel. And lastly, for today, we're going to give a Coke and a smile and a big shout out to Bailey. Thank you so much, Bailey. Keep watching.